but
welcome everybody to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network, live from my bookie studios. It is Tuesday, May 19th. I'm Pilar Lastra. We've got DMac, Tom Mazawey in the house. Tuesday afternoon.
It's the 18th, by the way.
My hair's my mood, by the way.
Is it the 18th?
Yes.
You're right. Gosh, I just want it to just fly by, don't I? No,
You
okay.
do.
Tuesday, May 18th. For some of us, it's the 19th. Shoot, I'm just trying to, I guess, look forward to Memorial Day or something. I don't know. Get us closer to that holiday. All right, we got fish.
I just want to
in
get
the
to
fishbowl.
Friday.
Right? I
That's
know.
all. I don't
right?
want
I
Memorial
know.
Day yet. Let it take its time.
But I love the idea of Memorial Day and
You just want the day off.
grilling and just the whole, I mean, what we do on Memorial Day.
I know. No,
Just
it's
the whole
fun.
grilling and relaxing and, you know.
Used
that's
to mean
fun.
Vegas weekend
Is that
when
what
we
it
didn't
used
make
to
the
mean?
playoffs, when we were beat out by this time. But so it only happened a couple times. But yeah, May 2-4 in Vegas. Actually, May 2-4 is Kris Draper's 50th birthday. Don't forget that.
May 24th, same as my anniversary, 23 years.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank
a lot
you.
of stuff happening in the next couple
Speaking of Draper, I just got to laugh. There's a 4 o'clock press conference coming up at Little Caesars.
Why?
Because Jeff Blashill is being rehired. He got a new deal.
Why
Congratulations.
is he playing in effect?
The head coach. So Stevie Y will talk at 4. So we had scheduled Kris Draper to come on with us at about 4:20 today because there's a special holiday here that we're going to celebrate. We'll tell you about it later. It's a big day in DMac's life. Just one of them, I mean. But so we're laughing. I'm going back and forth with him. I'm like, you do realize that the general manager is talking at that same time. Are you sure you can make it? And he writes me back, oh, crap. Oh, thanks for reminding me. So we're laughing, and then I wrote him back, and I'm like, we're on till 5, so just let me know, if you can come on before the show's over. And he just writes me back. What part of yes do you guys not understand?
Oh.
Again, Drapes, we're dealing with Maz, right? We're dealing with Maz. I knew it because, you're the director of amateur scouting, which means your job starts at the draft, which means the coach is none of your business, correct? We can get into that when you join us. But
Isn't that funny? I just think that's very fun. He is so cool.
I love that. But Maz,
he's
in
the second
fairness
coolest
to you,
one on the grind line for sure,
is.
next to Joey.
No question.
Maz is doing
Next to
what
Mac.
producers do, and that's stressing out, making sure that, so this is a yes, right?
Yes.
No matter which way you're wording it, I can confirm you. That's what Maz
Just
is
leave me
thinking.
alone.
Yeah.
Look what I
We've
did to
got-
poor Dan Wetzel last week. I wore him out.
I know.
I wore him out to a nub.
Till you finally came on.
Yeah.
Till you finally came on.
You're good. Resilience.
That's
Resilience, Maz. Put that Maz dog on it.
That's right.
Lions guest soon. I promise.
Ooh. Can't wait. Can't wait. Can you
Rick
tell us who-
Mahorn coming up soon. Ben Wallace coming up. We're going to have them all right here on the hook.
That's right. Easy D behind the glass, keeping us in line today. We've got Jeff managing all of our social media for us today. So share the love at Woodward Sports across the board. And of course, you can always give us a call, 313-552-6322. That's right, Easy D. You can do close-ups today because my eyelashes are intact. I'm not crying.
I don't have any sob stories for you today.
I snuck one in there.
I do have a little one, but it's not really a sob story. But
No, I think that they're feel-good stories. Like yesterday, I was just nervous just trying to get through the first part of the show thinking, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. And then everything comes out and I can't help but cry. But
yeah, but you're only worried about not crying because you don't want your eyelashes to fall off. You're not worried about being emotionally. It's because you're in front of the camera. So Easy, from what I heard, is Pilar said that she used extra today just in case, so the close-ups are good.
I put this up with formaldehyde.
Not Gorilla Glue,
today.
right?
And let's
Like
get
that
it
lady?
right. If you're going to do a close-up, do not do one on Maz and I, do one on Pilar.
Oh, my God.
just so we
No,
can
what
get
are you
it right.
talking about? Let's do a close-up of
It's
this
my
hairdo.
attitude today. Look at my shirt, too. Right?
I like milk.
It's my attitude. I
Well,
like
there's
pot
different
butter.
kinds of milk that you can bind.
Maz was offended. He said,
I dig milk,
I like
man.
milk. Why are you picking on milk?
Every day. Every
I'm
day.
not. That's why we get along. You can have all the milk. I'll take all the pot.
There you go.
Why are you picking on milk, he said?
I can't have my corn pops without my milk.
No, you can't.
Actually, I can. I eat them out of the box too.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's how I eat the majority of my cereal. All right, Maz, why don't you start us off with your sports update?
I can do that very, very kindly. Thank you very much. And shout out to our main man, Luke, watching at home. Luke closing in on getting back to work. We love it. Anyway, we are brought to you by our good friends at mybookie.ag. Did I make you laugh? You just spit out your LaCroix. What are you doing? I caught it at the side of my eye.
I hate you.
Anyway.
Never rob a bank with this guy. Like, he will call you out.
Yeah, but your LaCroix matches your shirt.
It does. I decided to match.
I mean, I didn't mean on the outside. You didn't have to spit all over it, but I mean.
Barely. You got some on me, even. That's why I had to look over there. Anyway, thank you to MyBookie.
I was going to say yes. I love the news about Luke coming back soon, but there was water in my mouth.
Well, say it, don't spray it. Poor Jeff.
I hate you in the most loving way.
Yes. MyBookie.ag is the place to be to put your bets in. I have a phenomenal 3-team parlay coming up for you in who you like.
Hey, Maz, you know what? I know people don't like hockey and they hate hockey, but you know what?
Sucks.
I still went 2-0 my picks yesterday. So if you hate money too, I don't know. Yeah. But anyways,
well,
I don't understand. You know, people just don't like hockey.
Colorado and Carolina, that was your picks.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
I don't know if people hate money too.
Do you know what people don't hate, DMac?
What's that?
Is your hairdo today.
It's my attitude.
We're
liked
getting
it better yesterday.
A lot of love for your hair.
Well, Maz, you know why it's not
media.
down like Samurai Steve? Because I broke 2 of my hair ties, so I was going around. You'd think I could find some around here, but I
got a couple on my shifter in the car. You know, for the girls. My girls always have
Girl dad. Hashtag girl dad.
Probably have 3 of them on the shifter. Anyway, thank you to mybookie.ag. Don't forget to use that promo code Woodward. They will match your first deposit up to $1,000, and Woodward 10 gets you a free $10 play. That's right. You don't have to take a dime out of your pocket. NBA playoffs starting tonight. The East playing games. Hornets in Indy taking on the Pacers. Pacers will be without Karis LeVert. So I'm liking the Hornets in this game. That's the 9-10 matchup. Celtics host the Wizards in the 7-8 game. Following that, the winner of that game gets the number 2 seed Nets. The loser has to play the 9-10 survivor for a date with top seed Philly. The West play-ins tomorrow. Spurs and Grizz, Lakers, and Warriors. Can't wait for that one. Tigers going for 2 in a row over the Mariners tonight. They beat them last night 4-1 behind Casey Mize, 7 2/3. Took a shutout into the 8th. Eric Haas with 2 home runs. The kid from Detroit, Dearborn, Divine Child.
Awesome. His mom drove him to the airport, or drove him to the. His mom drove him to the stadium for his first Major League Baseball.
It really, really is. I was telling my husband that story.
He's fitting in, man.
We were talking about it over dinner.
I was
listening, and I was listening. And this goes, sometimes is that he knew. Obviously, he was called up for Grayson Grinder, the catcher, but he's been practicing and even in training camp. And you hear him talk about AJ Hinton. Them telling him left field, you might have an opportunity to play it. So he's been practicing there.
Great.
Hey, batting .313, 5 for 16, couple dongs. I mean, great to see, and obviously love the fact that he's a local kid.
Tigers might not be doing awesome, setting the world on fire. They are hot. They won 6 of 8. But great stories. Akil Baddoo, Eric Haas, now the kid, Casey Mize, pitching well. Manning, all these guys starting to come out of their shell a little bit. Tonight, Spencer Turnbull, who's pitched really well against Justin Dunn tonight from Safeco. I made it to the 7th inning last night. Couldn't go past there. Scary moment from Atlanta last night. If you're a little squeamish, you might want to turn away. Nah, don't turn away. The Mets' Kevin Pilar takes a fastball, 95 miles an hour, right in the button.
God, this was bad.
Check it out.
Oh, God.
Oh, and he hit him in the helmet. Oh, my.
I know it's coming every single time.
And blood coming out of the nose of Kevin Pilar, who was struck flush by that pitch.
You can see it
forces
on the
in a run, but the concern for
Pilar,
Pilar.
That's
an accident.
I've talked to pitchers before about when it gets away and stuff like that. You never want something like that.
Pilar walked away from this. It turns out today, several orbital bones have broken, nasal fractures, multiple nasal fractures.
Well, you can ask Kris Draper
Pilar.
about multiple orbital nasal fractures.
No question. Shohei Ohtani, our guy, he's done it again, folks. Hit his league-leading 13th home run last night. Oh, by the way, he's got a 2.10 ERA, second best in the league. The guy, I could say it, he's the best player in the league.
Oh, dude,
Best player in the
absolutely. It just, Maz, he's dominating on two
Yeah.
polar opposite aspects, right? We're usually talking about his teammate, Mike Trout, being a 5'2" athlete. And
Who
all
got
these,
hurt last night, Trout.
That's going to hurt them a lot, too.
Yeah.
But the fact Ohtani doing it, he is the modern day Babe Ruth.
He is.
100 years plus
And he
years.
don't get cheated. They're
Dude,
out, man.
What do I always say? Oh, that was a good home run that didn't sound like Ohtani's. You know, he's got a different sound. Cecil Fielder hitting him out of Tiger Stadium and stuff. But this guy's doing it on the mound. Starting pitcher with a 2.0. If he was starting pitcher, he'd be Cy Young candidate.
Yes.
And the fact that he's leading the league in dongs, and the fact that he's not just a home run hitter, he's a solid
Good
baseball
fielder, too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That
Amazing.
maybe this is the start of the new age. I know when we grew up, we played all different positions and pitchers didn't really change. So, I mean, it's interesting to see, but he is not like a fad. This guy is arguably putting himself in the conversation as the best ball player all around.
I mean, first as Ichiro, phenomenal athlete, one of the greatest hitters of all time, comes over, and now this guy. I mean, it's great. And you know what? Wish the Tigers would have had a chance to get him. Only a few teams had the money to go out and get him. The Angels, of course, threw it all at him, and he got hurt last year as well, and he's still doing great. Congrats to him. Jeff Blashill, congrats to him. We told you at the top of the show, Wings head coach gets a contract extension. It'll be his 11th year with the organization, as they say. He's the third longest tenured coach in the NHL. Jeff Blashill, third longest tenured coach.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
Well, that goes to show you what kind of league it is.
Shows you how long that you keep that job.
Yeah.
Sounds like a radio gig. NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. It's just the Stanley Cup. It's just the Stanley Cup playoffs. Bruins beat the Caps in overtime, 4-3. They even that series at one apiece.
Who cares about hockey, man?
I know.
First 4 of the first 5 games went to overtime, but who cares?
Canes over the Preds 5-2. Good call by Mac. Carolina's up 1-0. I want to take you to the crowd at Carolina. Full capacity, Pilar. Listen to the noise and look at this place. No one likes hockey.
Those are the Caniacs. Don't be confused with the Cocainiacs.
I mean,
Pretty cool, huh?
not a single seat looks open.
Isn't that something?
Bunch of jerks.
Good stuff. And what do they do at the end of the game, Mac? They all gather in the center ice, and they put their sticks up. But what do there's a name for it. I thought you might know the name for it.
No, we didn't do it. But, the beauty of the Carolina team, if you go on YouTube and you look at, they used to do victory celebrations, and they choreograph a celebration and hone in on one player. And they were doing these big dramatic, like they were playing it out. It's sort of like the touchdown dances that we see, or the interception, the whole defense gets in. But if you go to Carolina Hurricanes on YouTube, you can see, and that was led by one of the best playoff performers, Justin Williams, of all time. And hey, let me just tell you this. If I cared and if I knew about that, is that there's home ice advantage, and that used to be the old Joe Louis Arena.
Amen.
Not that anybody cares about
Hopefully
hockey.
one day it'll happen at Little Caesars. Colorado, the President's Trophy winners, they beat St. Louis 4-1, so the Avs up 1-0. 3 games on the docket tonight, and there's a game being played in an hour from today. And it's who? It's the Vancouver Canucks, right there, Fish. I heard you this morning. I knew about it, but I smiled when you said it. Tell us why the Canucks are playing.
Canucks are playing the Flames because they had a COVID outbreak about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
They are still playing the regular season out as the playoffs go around it.
But they have to, because it's for seeding and for how many bingo balls and how you're going to screw.
Isn't that something? It's weird.
They got to make sure that they're in the right place to be able to screw the Red Wings.
That's right. The Wings will get screwed, of course. So will the Pistons.
The last regular season game is tomorrow.
Yes.
3:30, afternoon hockey.
I love afternoon hockey. Wish we had a TV in here. Anyway, Isles looking for 2-0 lead. They play the Penguins tonight. Go Isles. Lightning and the Panthers. That's Easy's favorite series. Game 2 from Florida. The Tampa Bay Lightning, of course, the Stanley Cup champs. They're up 1-0. And the Wild trying to take a 2-0 lead on Vegas.
Don't be talking hockey, man. You got Hornets, Pacers, and Wizards, Celtics tonight.
Wait, I just want to point out one of our comments on social media is great. To me, Charlie says, to me, nothing beats playoff hockey except overtime playoff hockey. And I'm going to 100% agree with that. It is so exciting to see these.
I was
games.
writing. Easy's like, wait, great game last night. I was writing. As I was writing, this is going to be a quick overtime. Boston scores. And I couldn't even get the text out to him in time. But I knew it was going to be a quickie last night.
You knew better than to text me because I was watching wrestling.
I know. You don't watch hockey. Anyway, the New York Racing Association is known as NYRA. They have temporarily banned Bob Baffert, his entire stock of horses, from entering anybody at the Belmont Stakes and, of course, Saratoga this summer. Saratoga, of course, one of the most beautiful racetracks in the country. Only runs a month a year. It runs in August. So Bob Baffert, you cannot bring your horses. That means Medina Spirit cannot run in next month's Belmont Stakes, June the 5th. I wish we had. I wish we had those horses in the stable. That two out of three horses think Bob Baffert cheats.
I mean,
yeah,
that's what rumor has it.
Yeah.
Do you have that?
Yeah,
okay.
The only one is the Mazawey horse.
Anyway, so no Bob Baffert at Belmont. And how about this heavyweight fight? I couldn't wait for it. August 14th between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Could not wait for it. Now I got to wait for it. Because an arbitrator says that Fury must give Deontay Wilder a third rematch by September 15th.
Wow.
He can't fight him and then fight Joshua as well. So
let's go to
hold your horses, I guess.
Let's go to our UFC investigative reporter here from the Speakeasy. Eazy, what does this mean in order? Do you have any insight on this or when this Wilder fight will happen? Will it happen closer to the September 15th deadline or will it happen earlier? And what does this mean for the Joshua fight?
Tyson Fury's camp came out and they said they want to get this over with as soon as possible because they could actually pay Deontay Wilder to extend that date so they could possibly fight afterward. But they're just so insulted by it because they're trying to unify the belts. They're trying to unify the heavyweight championship for the first time since some of the greats back. I want to say it's been since like Tyson and them.
Probably
all these things have been unified. I think it's kind of like a Bush League move by the Wilder camp, but I also get it because there's money involved too.
I want to see it. I want to see both. I want to see Wilder 3 and I want to see Joshua. I want to see them both. I just want to see Tyson Fury fight. I enjoy watching him. And I like both those other guys too. I just want to see good boxing again.
Right.
Put the damn thing on.
Real boxing.
Put it on,
not
man.
Celebrity.
Yeah, I don't want to see
boxing.
Jake Paul, Luke Paul, whatever the hell, Logan Paul, whatever the hell their name of. You know
June
what?
6th.
Yeah. Huh?
June 6th.
June
Logan Paul and
6th.
Mayweather, Miami, Florida.
That's the day after the Belmont Stakes. How about that? How about in this day in sports? Let's take you to New York. One of my favorite guys on the mic is John Sterling. This guy goes absolutely nuts for every Yankee game. And, of course, he loved Jason Giambi. Check this out from 19 years ago today.
A little old single. The pitch. Swung on and hit in the air to deep right center. It is high. It is far. It is gone. It's a grand slam. Jason Giambi hits the bottom of the 14th.
The Giambino.
Walk-off. Grand slam. And one of the best games you'll ever see. The Yankees rise from the dead in the bottom of the 14th and win the game 13-12. The Giambino, his proudest moment as a Yankee. They mob him at home plate in one of the wildest finishes you'll ever see. And by the way, ball game over. Yankees win. Yankees win.
He had to get that in. He gets that in on every game that they win.
That was a great call.
Isn't that great?
Really,
He's
really
great.
was.
John Sterling is phenomenal. Fun as hell. He and Susie Waldman do a great job on New York and on radio. Phenomenal. I got plenty more coming up later. Good stuff today.
We can't wait. Yep, you're on a good roll today, my friend.
Let's do it.
Good stuff. All right, Maz, thanks so much for bringing us your sports update brought to you by our good friends over at MyBookie. When we come back, playoffs? We're talking about playoffs?
Play-ins? Play-ins?
Yes. That's it, my friends. The NBA play-ins start tonight.
Oh, that's a sport you want to watch. What a great sport.
Oh, my gosh. All right, guys. So
It is a great
don't
sport.
go anywhere. You're tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
Yeah, I wasn't being facetious.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
Start a new career in an industry that is always essential, the heating and cooling industry. Learn more today by visiting northwesterntech.edu. Welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network. All right, guys. Boy, who is excited to watch some NBA tonight? Let the madness begin.
It's a little crazy. It's new.
Insanely crazy. We had Rod Beard on yesterday.
Yep.
Kind of giving us the...
He explained it. He explained it.
He explained it. We had to take down notes. And
I got him down now. I got it down.
It was interesting, you know.
It's going to be. It's a challenge. It's a challenge. It's something I think I like it. More playoff teams. You know, I'm old school for most things, but I do like more playoff teams. And I like these one and dones, these best of threes, whatever you want to call them. These playing games are going to be fun today. It's 4 teams that probably don't have a chance to win the NBA championship in the East, but in the West, there are a couple that could win the NBA championship, and one of them is the Lakers. But tonight, you got the East. You got the Hornets and Pacers. They're the 9 and 10 seed. Pacers are banged up. No Karis LeVert. Hornets might have an advantage there, although they're in Indy. And there's Ball. There's is that LaMelo?
Yeah.
LaMelo Ball is going to have his first chance at playing a playoff game. And then following that, you got the Wizards, and great stories there. You got Bradley Beal, one of the leading scorers, and he could have been the leading scorer in the league if it wasn't for Steph Curry. And who's the triple-double machine?
Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook.
But did you
against
notice,
the Celtics?
Did you notice? Okay, so Russell Westbrook, we made a point of it last week when he became the double-double leader over Oscar Robertson and stuff like that, and we showed a highlight of him shooting at the buzzer for a 3 and not the win, right? It was more to make the point of how, like, a selfish or how just that's important to him. Well, if you watched lately the last game, he hit a 3 with about 8 minutes left and then facilitated the ball around the court for the rest of it. Didn't take another shot. So I don't know, which makes the intriguing. That's why
practicing.
But that's why I circled it, because when you get a guy to believe in something like this, it almost tells me that his focus to get this record, and now this might allow him to be a better team player. This might allow Washington to play to their full potential, because if you're using Bradley Beal with all his attributes and Russell's distributing, that makes them, that to me, out of any of these playing games, that makes them very dangerous. And the fact that they're playing the Celtics, right? The Celtics, who are everybody's team, are supposed to be, you know, Jason Tatum and Brown. And they got Brad Stevens, their coaches, all that. They're in trouble. You know, to me, I think that they're in trouble. And if you see that out of Russell Westbrook, as far as his unselfishness, especially early, that could be a good sign. Not saying that they can win the playoffs, but they can make some noise, especially early on. So
here's how it plays out now. The 10 and the 9, that's the Pacers and Hornets. One of them wins, they stay alive. The loser goes home. The other game is Wizards-Celtics. Both of those teams are going to play another game. Either way. Whoever wins that game will get the Nets in the next round. Whoever loses that Wizards-Celtics game gets the winner of Hornets-Pacers to get the 8th seed. They will play the Sixers, who are the number 1 seed. So I think the Sixers have got it made. They're playing the Hornets or the Pacers. They're going to blow them out. Nets could have trouble with the Wizards a little bit, like you're saying, Mac. If they buy in, if Russell Westbrook buys in and he's a different player, they might stretch the Nets out to 6 games.
Well, it'd be interesting to see, because you have the health and the age and the experience of the Nets team. It'll be an interesting matchup to see who they draw with all these other playing games. It's the same way as if you go over.
Well, they're getting a winner no matter what of Wizards Celtics.
Right, but I understand. But no, because yes, they'll get the winner either or. Yes, exactly what you're saying. But it'll be interesting to have a Washington team that is selfless instead of selfish
against
a team that has to stay healthy.
I bet Marv Albert will be on one of those games. Probably Kevin Harlan on the other
I'm
one.
more interested in seeing the fact that LeBron's got to play in tomorrow against Steph Curry, and I hope they lose 2 straight and then they're done.
Oh, my God. The Grizzlies will play tomorrow against the Spurs. That's the 9-10. So win or go home there. The winner there will play the loser of the Warriors-Lakers in a one game.
The Spurs will advance.
The Spurs should beat the Grizzlies, although they did not have a good year. I mean, they're a 10 seed. They did not have a good year.
One game, though.
It is one game.
That's the thing. It's one game.
One game.
One game for all the marbles.
So then the Warriors and Lakers will play. The loser of that game plays the winner of the Spurs-Grizzlies. The winner of Lakers-Warriors automatically goes up, and they will play the Suns. And the Jazz waits for the other team.
The game that I think is going to draw the most eyeballs is the
Suns
Warriors.
Against Warriors or Lakers is a great matchup.
For sure.
I think if the Warriors lose to the Lakers, which I think they will, I think the Warriors...
If the Warriors lose to the Lakers, so you got the Lakers advance.
I got the Lakers playing the Suns. I got the Warriors then playing the Spurs, beating the Spurs, and then beating Utah. I think the Warriors can beat Utah.
Happen for sure. Unfortunately, I do see them. I see the Warriors. They beat the Spurs.
If a one can fall in the NBA, this is the year, I think, that a one can fall in the NBA if everything falls right. I hope I didn't confuse everybody. It's okay. Just watch some basketball.
Just reminded me of math class I never went to back in high school.
I know, but you did a really great job at breaking it down this time.
I'm glad.
Eazy, what do you have for us?
I just want to say good job by the NBA because, we did a Twitter poll on the Woodward Sports Twitter last night saying which playoffs are better, the NBA or the NHL, and it's overwhelmingly the NHL. But the NBA has created some drama here. Right off the rip, we get Steph Curry versus LeBron James. I'm excited for that.
Tell me they did not love what happened, how that season ended, to get that matchup. Tomorrow will be one of the most highly watched games of the regular season. It is a playing game, but it's going to be a very highly rated game.
Is it considered a regular season game or a playoff?
I think it's a playoff.
I think it's technically a playoff.
Don't forget the play-in games for the NCAA are still considered big dance teams. You know, it's a tournament game.
So
this is a tournament. Yeah. This is still the tournament.
Does this count towards your playoff stats or regular season stats? Though
this is new. I don't know.
This is new. You know what? People just want to try and reinvent the freaking wheel, and I
just want to watch a couple of good games.
Confuse us all. That's what happens.
And yesterday we talked
about
Ben Wallace getting in yesterday to the Hall of Fame. He's going to go in next year. Him and Chris Webber and others right now, but we only cared about Big Ben at this moment. And got a chance to chat last night. I think Brad Galley caught up with him, and he had this to say about getting in the Hall of Fame.
The way I played is not always, glitz and glamour. And they saw how important it was to come out and play hard on the defensive end, in order to get the win. So, I took my hat to my teammates, man, in the city of Detroit. Everybody just rallied behind me and just allowed me to go out and play basketball.
He was on the ESPN Countdown. Brad Galley put that tweet out. And then the Pistons did a little something. The best 5 alive. How about it? Tayshaun, Sheed, Chauncey, and Rip had this to say to their teammate, Ben Wallace.
Congrats on the Hall of Fame, my guy. Your dedication and commitment to the game was unmatched, my man.
You did it, good brother. You in the most prestigious club in sports history, man. And it's well-deserved for you. I'm happy for you, beloved.
Thank you so much for just being my friend, being my brother, the brotherhood that we all have. I'm so happy for you, man.
Just wanted to tell you I'm super proud of you. We called ourselves the best 5 alive, and it all started with you.
Yeah, it all started with you, and that's Rip. I love that
I got
team.
Chills.
I can't tell you how much I love that.
I can relate to it in a different sport that nobody watches.
Yeah, no one cares about.
I love to see, not according to our social media, they're all saying they all, Tony says about the NBA playoffs, nice idea, but it's no playoff hockey. LOL.
Hey, when I was younger, I hate to do this, but I'll bring it up. The hockey playoffs would start with a best-of-3 series. Best of 3.
So everybody out there, when Matt says when he was younger, you have to go back 20 years before you were born even.
Listen,
so back when they used candle lights. And go ahead.
This is how they did the playoffs. Best of 3, then best of 5, and then 2 best of 7s for the cup. So you had to win 2, 5, and 8. So you had to win 13 games. Now you got to win 16 games. But I always loved the shorter series. I just something about it that I loved. And, of course, the Islanders knocked out the Rangers back in the day. Best of 3. J.P. Parisi with the overtime winner. Anyway, I digress. I used to love those type of series. This reminds me a little of that, is what I want to
Basketball?
This, what they're doing,
How
this
they're
play-in.
doing this,
Yeah.
the play-ins
This play-in.
for the
How
playoffs.
Bring back the
basketball-
best of 3. I love the best of 3.
Easy, what do you have for us?
Well, I was going to ask about, to the Ben Wallace point, I wanted to say, because I shared our thing with Rod Beard yesterday, and somebody commented that they thought Rasheed Wallace should get in before Ben. And I'm kind of curious if any more of these guys make it in. Which one of these guys is next, in your opinion?
Good one. I think Chauncey's next, to be perfectly honest. I'm surprised he's not in already. But then I talked to Rick Mahorn today. I'm not throwing names out. I was trying to book Rick for our show today. He couldn't do it. But he gets on a rant. And when you get Rick Mahorn going, he says there should be 2 different basketball Hall of Fames. There should be the NBA Hall of Fame, and there should be college/whatever basketball Hall of Fame. Because he said he gets into it. Now you let Ben in. Got to only play on one side of the floor. As much as he's proud of him and he loves him and he belongs there, he says you've now opened the lid up for one-way type players or specialized players. Guys like, he brought up Christian Laettner for chance. Christian Laettner wasn't a good pro. He was not a good pro. He was a phenomenal college basketball player and, of course, got on Team USA, the dream team, as well. Didn't play much, but got on there. So he doesn't believe guys like Christian Laettner should be in the same Hall of Fame as guys like, let's say, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
But he believes that Christian Laettner's college career should be in the college Hall of Fame.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's Hall of Fames everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Hall of Fames everywhere. And Easy, I can tell you this, man. You know, the NFL Hall of Fame, how many people, how it's hard to get in. The Baseball Hall of Fame. Pete Rose isn't in yet. Yeah, because he was a naughty boy outside the game.
Essex
but Pete
County
Rose,
Hall of Fame right here, baby.
Huh?
Essex County Hall of Fame.
Essex County Hall of
Remember the
Fame.
Essex County Hall of Fame.
You're not part of the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame yet?
No, but there's.
You will be.
Listen, it's because of COVID.
You will be.
No. Listen.
Yeah.
There was talks of it, but COVID. But it has to go. It's a group thing.
The grind line.
Yeah, the grind line is going in together.
That's a lock.
Yeah, we're all going in together. So
that's a lock. The Michigan Sports Hall of Fame is great. If you guys ever
Ozzy
get a
went in
chance,
last
give
year,
it a
which
look.
He should. Which
Yep.
he,
Derek
that's
Jeter
my
went in
biggest
a few
one
years
about
ago.
Ozzy should be in the big Hall of Fame.
Derek Jeter went in a few years ago to the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame.
Well, he's from here, right?
Yeah, he was from Kalamazoo.
Take pride in
and
your...
Pequannock.
Yeah, for sure.
Pequannock, New Jersey as well.
You were up there?
So I'm pretty sure is Tom Brady in there yet? I mean,
Who's
he?
I guess
he's a California kid. Pilar.
yeah, but I mean he
Played at Michigan.
He played a few downs here. That's it.
He actually got benched.
But again, to
right?
that, Pilar, but that's a good point. To that point
couldn't
is
beat
what
out
Rick
Drew Henson.
Mahorn was saying. The NBA Basketball Hall of Fame has got to a point where what do you allow in, right?
What's
Because
considered-
technically, if he played in the state, does that allow? But then does that weaken what it means to get into the Hall of Fame? So to Rick Mahorn's point, whatever, is that when your criteria has changed or allowed, you've opened up the floodgate. That's just the way it is, you know?
Yeah.
I like the NHL, other than Ozzy not being in, which is a joke, but they usually get it right with the guys that should be in. And then there should be, see, I always believe, we've talked about this, about the asterisks. If you're going to tell the story, well, you got to tell the year and the moments. And different guys had Hall of Fame moments, but maybe not Hall of Fame careers.
How many Hall of Fames have you gone to? Have you gone to any?
I have not.
All right, I have to tell you. First of all, the Baseball Hall of Fame is amazing. You know how a big baseball fan I am, and I grew up in New Jersey, and it's upstate New York. Ask me if I've ever been to the Baseball Hall of Fame.
I mean, I'm sure you have.
I haven't. You believe it?
What?
All those years sitting on my stoop, not doing anything.
The easiest. I was going to bet $1,000.
Well,
I haven't been.
Of course.
That he didn't.
Been to the NFL a million times. Been to NHL. Haven't been to basketball in
NHL's a good
Springfield,
one.
Mass.
When my kids are a little bit older, that's one of the things, and they're able to appreciate what the Hall of Fame even means. That's one of the things that I want to take them on is trips to all of the Hall of Fame.
Go to St. Augustine, Florida, the golf. World Golf Hall of Fame. No, but I mean World Golf Hall of Fame.
Did my husband put you up to this?
No, I'm just saying that I lived down there, and that was one of the, as a golfer, and I know your stepson's a golfer and stuff, and you golf, so you'd like it too.
Yeah. I mean, my 2-year-old, she runs around with the little
Well, that's what I'm saying, Skitter.
putts and.
Even though people don't watch hockey, get your girls into hockey and golf because scholarships are aplenty.
It's so true.
Ask
It was
Dan
a
Miller.
financial thing. Use the sport financially.
Hey, when Dan Miller comes on with us in a minute here, you got to ask him if he likes hockey. I bet you he does.
Oh my goodness. Oh, my goodness. All right, guys.
Yeah, but
Dan Miller.
What's Dan Miller? I mean, just Fox 2.
Just the voice.
Just the voice of the Lions.
Fox 2 sports
guy I
director.
just listened to for 20 years or so.
I'm sure he's a big.
The Marv Albert of Detroit.
Absolutely.
On nightly news.
Yeah, I am sure.
What he is currently, he's patiently waiting. He's on the line right now.
All right, let's get him going.
All right, so don't go anywhere, guys. We've
Good
got
producer
Dan
will let the other
Miller
producer know.
joining
Yeah, that'll be nice.
us. You're tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
Bridge Street Exchange, downtown Fenton. I'm trying to find me a shirt. Ooh, look at these swimming shorts. What are you doing over there, Stick?
I'm trying to find me a drink. Ooh, look at these bonfire bitters.
Ready for summer.
Let's go.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We're recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand.
Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads. They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network. All right, guys, we've got Dan Miller joining us, the voice of the Detroit Lions. Dan, welcome to the show.
What's up, guys? How you doing? Good to see you.
Hey, Dano.
Good to
We're
see you,
doing
Dano.
great. Hey, Dan, before these guys even start getting to you and picking your brain on all kinds of mini camp stuff, I got to ask you, do you like hockey playoffs?
Oh, I do. Yeah. I mean, look, it's funny because growing up in Washington, D.C., the Caps weren't a big deal. When I left there in 97, they were just starting to get good. But it's interesting just seeing the difference in the two cities. Now, D.C.'s different now because the Caps got good and people jumped on. But there were times when I was in D.C. where you were getting better ratings for soccer games at RFK than you were for the Caps. But you came here and you became immersed in it. And, I got here in between the two championships in 97 and 98. So what an incredible time to be here and just dive in full bore.
Well, you're the first, one of the only ones, Dan. Appreciate you coming on. I mean, I might have to check out this NHL. I was told that nobody watches it anymore. We're all about the football. And I wanted everybody to know, and I wanted you to know, after the Lions draft, the person I felt worse for was you, because the pronunciations of this lineup, sir.
I still can't get them.
What was the first thing that came to your mind as, obviously, Panay Sewell, and you're not looking at the names, you're looking at the talent, but then you have to realize that you have to repeat a lot of these names throughout the year. How does Dan Miller go about preparing for that?
No, I mean, look, when I saw the name, and I did not know how to say Onzarike when they drafted him. When I saw that come down, I'm like, okay, what do I do with that? And then they draft, A-L-I-M, Aleem McNeil. I can work with that. And then they're not done. If Yatu Fonwu comes along, and I'm like, okay, where are we going? Then I'm on Ross St. Brown, and I'm like, okay, it's – Mac, you figure it out and get used to it. When they drafted Amani Oruwariye, I spoke to him shortly afterwards, and I said, you know what, man? You might just become A.O. And he goes, that's cool. But you figure it out. You just hope you don't have to say it fast on some of them. But it was funny that night on Twitter. It's just funny how people are so tuned into that, because I started getting a lot of condolence notes from people, just saying, I can't believe you're going to have to endure this. And then it was just pick after pick after pick. And finally they got to Derek Barnes in the fourth round. And I was like, okay, I can handle that one. We're good here. But bottom line, we all hope that they're as good as their names are, because it certainly is the all-name draft. There's no doubt about that.
Hey, Danny, first of all, thanks for coming on. And second of all, this new regime, you've been here through a lot of them. So have we all here. But this one seems to have some teeth to it, literally some teeth to it, with Dan Campbell. And yesterday he goes on with the Barstool guys and says he wants a pet lion to walk around. I mean, this guy is who wouldn't want to play for Dan Campbell and this whole regime?
No, I mean, there's something to that. And look, I can't sit here and tell you that this is going to work. I can't sit here and tell you that this is different. I can't sit here and tell you that after all these years, they got it right, and this is going to be the group that sends them through. Look, I have fallen in love at a lot of press conferences for all the different sports. And you begin to think about it and you realize why. For a guy to get to the point where he becomes named a general manager or named a head coach in a given sport or a manager in baseball, number one, they know the sport. Number two, they have some measure of charisma just to get to that point. So in giving a press conference and expressing what their vision of what they ultimately want to do is, they should be able to sell that to you. You should walk out feeling like, boom, this is going to work. You should feel that way. And I've felt that way. I felt that way with Stan Van Gundy. I felt that way with, you can name the coach that's walked through here from, all of them. For hockey. Bottom line is this, guys. They are doing things in a way that shows they understand where they are as a franchise. They didn't come in here and say, we're a player or two away. They came in here and said, we got work to do. We have a retool to put together. They don't like the word rebuild. And their moves show you that they're not going out and throwing crazy money at players because they believe that guy's going to come in and make the difference. When Matthew was here, the temptation was always to say, man, if we just get one or two more guys, we got that quarterback, we're going to have this thing put in place and it's going to be put together. And you know what? For a while, maybe that was true, but they didn't find the right combination. It didn't work. So now they've changed it, and now they're rebuilding it, and they're taking this thing down to the studs. And by studs, I mean your Ragnows and Deckers and guys that you're going to build around going forward, and then you're filling in the pieces after that. To me, everything they've done looks like they're building towards 2022. Now, they're not throwing 2021 away. They're going to do everything they can to win, but they're getting out from under this cap. They're finding out what some of these young players can do. And then you will have a much more pointed to-do list next off season. And I think that's the way to do it, because you have to build this thing on a solid foundation, as nobody here knows better than Darren. You have to build this thing on a solid foundation that can last, with guys that can lead and your stars that can show the way, and then everybody else kind of fills through.
Dan, let's talk a little bit about their first mini camp that they just had. They're without their first draft pick, Penei Sewell, out with COVID. Do you think that that's going to impact Sewell at all, the team? Do you think he really missed much? He seems to be doing fine.
No quarterbacks were there?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he's fine. I mean, I haven't heard anything about his symptoms or anything like that. But, look, I think anytime you miss on the field, it's not great, but it's not a huge deal. I mean, look, he's going to come in here in the next couple of weeks. He'll get workouts in. They still have, OTAs and minicamp coming up that he's going to be able to get his work in. And then he'll hit training camp and he'll hit the ground running. Look, he's a guy who hasn't played football in a while because he opted out of this past season. So you'd like to see him get as much work as possible. But I don't believe that missing rookie camp sets him back in any way. I just think that they need to, make sure he's healthy, get him in here as soon as he can. And then, like any rookie, teach him how to be a pro football player, because guys don't come here really necessarily understanding that. And I think that's one other thing that we should touch on, guys, when you talk about this staff and the way that they do things is the most important thing these guys are going to do is take all those draft picks that we just talked about and develop them. And take Jeff Okudah and develop them. And take Amani Oruwariye and develop them. And take Tracy Walker and get him back on the trajectory that he was going into last season, where he kind of fell off a little bit. They got to take all these young players and teach them how to be pro football players and maximize their potential. The best teams draft well, develop well, and those guys become your players. You don't build through free agency. You don't build through trades. You build through young players that come into your system and fit a mold of guy that you're looking for, and you teach them how to be part of your system, part of your guys, play the way you want to play, and move forward. What doesn't work is guys who don't make it to their second contract. Guys who come in and flame out. You need to find a way to develop these young players. And that, to me, more than anything, is what this upcoming year is about.
That's awesome. Talking to Dan Miller, voice of the Detroit Lions. Obviously, you can hear him on Fox 2. I'm going to stay within the division, but I want to know your thoughts because I saw a tweet today from Aaron Rodgers saying that you'll probably better off seeing me at a family reunion than in a Packers jersey. Is there weight to him being moved this year, or because of his contract, is this more just stuff being played in the media? Or do you think, and I bring this up because Aaron Rodgers not in Green Bay, better for the Lions, right? So is there more juice to this, Dan, that he might not be back there because he's saying stuff like this?
Well, look, Darren, you've seen these situations before and you've been around them. If a guy doesn't want to be in a certain place, he can force his way out. And Aaron Rodgers can force his way out of Green Bay. They can't hold on to this thing forever thinking that he's going to change his mind and come back. What sticks out to me is you're dealing with a really prideful guy who I don't think is of the mind to say, oh, okay, it's fine, I'm coming back. I really feel like there's a very solid chance he's not going to be in Green Bay next year. And I think the relationship seems to have deteriorated. Nobody has denied the fact that they have sent multiple front office and coaching personnel out to California to try to talk him down, and it hasn't worked. So he's still of the mind that he'd like to be elsewhere. If you're a Packer fan or that organization, it's really unfortunate because he's still, as he showed last year with the season that he had, is playing at a high level. And no question, Darren, for anybody playing in the NFC North, it is a good thing. I'd say probably Chicago and Minnesota would seem just on paper to be in a better position to take advantage of it right now. But you got 17 games to play, and you have no idea what's going to happen. And if you're the Lions, the fact that you would get to face them twice without Aaron Rodgers, you'd sign up for that. It's a different world without one of the best of all time at quarterback with them if that comes to pass.
Right.
Hey, Danny, Pro Football Focus put out their top 10s, and actually they ranked all the positions, but we'll talk quarterbacks now. Their top 10 is pretty much, it is what it is. At number 11, they have Matthew Stafford. At number 26, they have Jared Goff. They've ranked Justin Fields of the Bears ahead of Jared Goff. What is your take on just those three names?
Well, I mean, one, Stafford, it's all in front of him. I mean, look, he's on the best team that he's been on. Best team he was on here was 2014 with the Lions. That team did not have a good offensive system. He's in a terrific offensive system now. I think it's going to be really interesting to see what he can do. He is going into year 13. He has had some injury issues, which gives you pause. But he's got a good defense, and he's got a coach that's going to play to his strengths. So I think you could see him shoot up that list very easily. I think a lot of what you're seeing is based on the fact that they didn't win a lot of games in Detroit. And frankly, they didn't build the right team around him in Detroit either. That's no secret. Look, he had better than 23rd in the league in rushing one time in his entire time in Detroit. It's tough to win as a quarterback like that. Jared Goff, look, I mean, we saw last year when he didn't start in the playoff game that he had fallen from grace, if you want to put it that way, in Los Angeles with the Rams, and a lot of people lost faith in him. Two people that didn't lose faith in him are Brad Holmes and Ray Agnew, who came from the Rams and are now the Lions general manager and his right-hand man in Ray Agnew. So I think that they believe that the Jared Goff that they drafted number 1 overall in Los Angeles can still be a very effective pro quarterback. And I think that's why you saw the Lions include him in the trade. And I think that's why you didn't see the Lions draft a quarterback, i.e. probably Justin Fields, in this past draft. They believe that it can work. And if you're a Lions fan, believe me, by far, the best case scenario for this football team is that Jared Goff is still a difference maker at quarterback. And let's not forget, he's had more success in the playoffs than anybody we've seen here at quarterback in a long time. Now, you can say that was the team. Whatever the case, guy's been to a Super Bowl and won playoff games. But if you can, let's just say, resurrect his career and make him the guy, then those 4 number 1 picks you have over the next 2 years don't have to be packaged to move up to get a quarterback or use one of them to take a quarterback. you're filling other positions with those picks, and Goff becomes your guy at quarterback. So, look, the 20 and where it is right now, it's a byproduct of the way that people saw things fall apart for him with the Rams. As far as Fields goes, look, terrifically talented player, but, and this is, I would say this about any rookie quarterback, moving to the NFL is a whole different deal with a whole different set of challenges. So we'll see how he deals with those in Chicago. If I'm a Bears fan, I'm thrilled that he's on my football team right now, but now he's got to go out and prove it.
Dan, you hear a lot of talk, where people just really don't have high expectations of the Detroit Lions this year. They have them winning 5 games max. Now, I'm of the little bit different.
5.5.
Lions. Yeah, 5.5.
5.5.
Max, right? So not winning much, that's for sure. I'm of the mindset that we actually have a real shot at this. And I'm actually of the mindset that if Aaron Rodgers is no longer in our division, watch out, guys. We're really going to start winning some games here. So, but you're hearing, well, they didn't really do much at helping Goff out with a shiny weapon to throw to. How many games do you think that the Lions are going to win this year?
Who
do you think is going to become that shiny weapon for him?
He can't say that. He's at 17.
Yeah, I don't have a number for you, but I think, look, no, and here's the reason. Nobody wants to hear me say 11. Because they're going to say you're the voice of the team and you're just playing homer. And nobody wants to hear me say 2 because they're going to say you're the voice of the team. Why are you crapping all over the team? So, but look, there's a lot of questions. They were historically bad on defense last year. So how much better can that defense be? How fast can these rookies come along? How much of a difference does Michael Brockers make? How far can Jeff Okudah and Amani Oruwariye come? How far back, as I mentioned before, can Tracy Walker come? Okay, so that's just the questions on defense. Offense, you're going to have a good offensive line. I don't think anybody's arguing that. But what is Jared Goff? And his shiny weapon right now is TJ Hawkinson. And then we're going to see what some of these other receivers can do presented with an opportunity. Rashad Perriman's had opportunities before. This is a new one for him. We'll see what he can do here in Detroit. Williams has had him before. We'll see what he can do here in Detroit. So I think it's, look, I think there's a lot of questions out there around this team, and I think until you kind of see the answers for those, it's really tough to say how good they're going to be. As I said to somebody about 10 minutes ago, I don't know how they could possibly be any worse on defense. So hopefully new coaching staff, guys feeling a little bit more freedom out there and new faces, they can be better. I mean, again, historically bad, and in some cases the worst in franchise history. So that thing's got to get better just because it can't get much worse.
My question, though, and along Pilar's line, Dan, because you've done this for a long time, being the voice of the Detroit Lions, right? And this isn't a homer question, but this is how excited are you to broadcast this team and watch the direction they're going? That's the one thing is that I guess out of 10, how excited going into this season, because to me, this is one of the more exciting seasons than that we've had in the past 10, 15 years, at least going in because of new expectations and a new regime that we all believe in, and things that you were talking about earlier. Where's Dan Miller's excitement level at? Because, like you said, I don't think they'll be as bad on defense. How can they be? They got a little bit on offense. I think this is a team that is going to be a team that no one wants to play.
Here's the thing, Mac, and this is what sports are all about. Sports are about hope, and hope comes about oftentimes through change. And it doesn't mean necessarily that change is going to be good, but it's something different, and that gives you a reason to hope that it's going to be better. And the reason that free agency in every sport is such a big deal, the draft in every sport is such a big deal, is because signing a free agent and drafting a player brings you hope. And while I liked Matt Patricia and I liked Bob Quinn and I had a terrific working relationship with them, it didn't work. So it was time for change. They've brought in this new group. Watching what this new group is doing, I really like the way they're approaching it. I like the things they say, the vision they have. So what does that bring? It brings hope. So the answer to your question is, I'm really excited because what I was watching this past season, looked a lot like what I had seen the season before. And that wasn't working. And it didn't look like it was going anywhere. So it was time for a change. You've brought about change. You brought in a new group. I think the feeling that I get from everybody on the street and people I talk to at the gas station, at the grocery store, at the restaurant, wherever it is, they like what they're seeing. They like the message. They like the vibe. And they want to see how this thing works out. So, look, I'm here for it. Let's go. Let's give these guys a chance. There's a lot of people around the league that think Brad Holmes is an outstanding talent evaluator. So have at it, man. There's a lot of people that think that Dan Campbell is the kind of coach that players want to play for. So let's rock and roll. Get him in there. There's a lot of people that believe that this coaching staff that he's put together is really, really good. I'm excited to see what they can do. So, yeah, I'm ready to go. And, again, I think it just goes back to what we were saying. It's change. It's new. It's opportunity. It's unknown. But it is moving away from something that didn't work to try something else. And when you do that in life and it seems to be guided by the right principles, then it makes sense to you and it gives you a reason to be palpably excited. And I am. Let's go. Let's see what we got here. And I'm not weighing it all on 2021. Like I said, I think they're approaching this like it is more than a one-year rebuild. I anticipate that we're going to see improvement, and that improvement, if it goes to their plan, will be improvement that you'll see over the next several years. And I'm not saying it's a 5-year plan or anything like that. It's not what the NFL's built for. But I think that there was substantial work that had to be done when they got here, and I think we're seeing them do that. And one of the things I like most is they're being patient about it.
Hey, I know you got to go, Dan. 5 o'clock news coming up here, 6 o'clock news, the works, the whole 9 yards. But Sheila Ford Hamp, her head in her hands, the picture that we all saw last year was the turning point, obviously. We all kind of knew that day it's going to change. What is she bringing that the other Fords maybe didn't?
Well, I think you've seen a progression of change from Mr. Ford, who was patient to a fault, and trusted people and wanted to see the people that he hired, wanted to see the people that he hired work out. And he stuck with them oftentimes too long. I think Mrs. Ford came in and was not as patient. We saw her fire an offensive coordinator during the season. We saw her fire a head coach and a GM during the season. And I think that she was somebody who changed the way things are done. Now I think Sheila's putting her own stamp on it. From the day that they got rid of Quinn and Patricia, they said they wanted more cohesion. They said they wanted people that were going to work together more so than the previous staff had. And I think if you've heard anything from Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, it's been exactly the vision that she had. It's been a group of people that are sticking together, that have a shared vision, that are moving forward together. Throw Chris Spielman in there, the entire coaching staff in there, Rod Wood in there, whoever you want to. And I think it's a different way of doing things. And you know, look, I think if you're Sheila Ford, you are driven to get this thing right, because you have spent a good portion of your life listening to people say that your family can't get it right. And I know if that were me, that it would be my driving force to show, you know what, we haven't gotten it right, but we can do it now. And I honestly believe from day one she has had that kind of drive. The people that I've talked to have told me she has had that kind of drive, but she wants to do it the right way. She wants people within that building to feel like they're a part of it and important, and to have the right people in place. And she believes she does now, and we're going to watch it all unfold before us.
Wanting to do this since she was a little girl, and her dad kind of said, okay, honey, go do this, and she's got her shot now, and I keep my fingers crossed like all Lion fans do. Dan, we want you to have a great season, and great seasons coming up. We appreciate you, and
I just say
we'll be
that
watching
she got
for you.
blackballed by her family.
Yeah.
But
Well,
thanks for everything as
I'm
always,
going to say,
Dan.
but Dan, those last words that you said right now talking about Sheila, that as a woman, let me tell you something, that gave me chills. There is nothing more fierce in this world than a woman gets out of bed and puts on her shoes, whether they're high heels, flip-flops, or tennis shoes, and says, I'm going to prove somebody wrong. and just watch me.
Or just yell at the husband.
Guys, here's how I look at it. She's not that much older than me. And if I spent my life listening to people say that my family couldn't get something right, and I was hearing it all the time, let me tell you something. There'd be nothing that would drive me more than to prove people wrong. We talk about players with chips on their shoulders. I think owners can have chips on their shoulders. Now, you got to do it right. And I think she believes with her vision, she is doing it right. But from my outside looking in and people that I have talked to, she is absolutely 100% driven. Does that guarantee you anything? No, she's going to do it her way, and I'm excited to see how it works out.
Dan, thanks for taking time out of your day. I know you're busy tonight. We'll be watching you on Fox 2. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thanks as always, Dan.
Dan Miller.
Oh, great stuff there. Loved having Dan on. Make sure that you are checking him out tonight, 6 o'clock.
6, 11, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
The works on the weekends. He's a sports director at Fox 2. Great guy.
Up everywhere.
You saw what kind of guy he is. That's what he is face to face.
Yeah, so good stuff there. All right, guys, when we come back, let's talk a little bit more about Pro Football Focus and their quarterback rankings. What are they thinking, guys? Well,
and Ron Wolf is a nut.
Yes.
Ron Wolf.
We have the dementia quote of the day.
Who he's
Not
calling
really.
a diva. We've got
Not really.
all your quarterback talk coming up. So don't go anywhere. You're tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports at my favorite downtown Fenton, Bridge Street Exchange. Let's go check out their beautiful store. You know we love Michigan summers. Got to turn up on the lake. Pre-made mixed drinks. They even got their own beautiful Bridge Street Exchange t-shirts. I got mine on. Jewelry, they got you here. I got mine on. Titanium Buzz. If you're not quite ready to ask that big question yet with the jewelry, look nice for your girl. They got polos. And last but not least, the most comfortable shoes on the planet. Hey Dude. They're literally called Hey Dude. Shop here at Bridge Street Exchange, downtown Fenton. Support a locally owned business.
Hey guys, it's Tuesday. Maz hates Tuesdays, and remember Tom Brady also. But what Maz would love if he drank, but he doesn't like me. But this is not the what, it is the who. The people behind 8 Mile Vodka, all of them. 8 Mile Vodka, born in Detroit, distilled in single 90-liter batches to allow for optimal quality control and care. Carbon filtered, aerated, bottled at the perfect time to produce a subtle taste with a smooth finish and character all its own. Exceptional premium vodka. Drink it any way you so desire. Right, Pilar? Next time you're out, ask your bartender for 8 Mile Vodka or pick one up today at a Myers. And if you do, like Pilar always says, please drink responsibly and make sure the kids are in bed.
Yes. Always make sure that you drink responsibly. All right, guys, welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network. So before we get into some crazy quarterback talk, Maz, kick off your sports update.
Oh, that's right. I got an update.
Yes.
Let me take care of business.
Good stuff.
Business.
You started it out on the first hour with some really good videos. So I'm excited to see what you have for us now.
We got some more coming up, of course. Thank you to mybookie.ag. That is our sponsor, our studio sponsor, our good friends. Make sure you check them out. Bet with mybookie.ag. Use Woodward as your promo code. They'll match your first deposit halfway up to $1,000. Matter of fact, they're matching it all the way up to $1,000. So whatever you put in, they will match. Or you can do Woodward 10 and get a free $10 play on us. NBA playoffs start tonight. The East play-in games. Hornets in Indy taking on the Pacers. Pacers will be without Karis LeVert. The loser of that game goes home. The winner gets the loser of the next game. The Celtics and the Wizards from Boston in the 7-8 game. Whoever wins that Celtics game will get the Nets in the next round. Tomorrow will be the West Finals, the West play-in games. It'll be the Spurs and Grizzlies in the 9-10, and the 7-8 we'll have the Lakers and the Warriors. Tigers going for 2 in a row tonight over the Mariners. They beat them last night 4-1 behind Casey Mize and Eric Haas. Eric Haas had 2 home runs. The kid from Dearborn, Divine Child, is having himself a week up in the bigs. Hopefully they can do it again. They've won 6 of 8. Same 2 teams tonight, Spencer Turnbull and Jason Dunn from Safeco. Get a nap in 10-10 for the first pitch. Scary moment last night. I want to take you over to Atlanta. Well, the outskirts of Atlanta. Mets and Braves. Mets have the bases loaded. Kevin Pilar at the plate. And turn away if you're squeamish. He's getting a 95-mile-an-hour face ball here.
Oh, and he hit him in the helmet. Oh, my.
I didn't watch that time, and it sounded like a foul ball.
Yeah. It was a foul ball off his nose.
Of Kevin Pilar, who was struck flush by that pitch.
That's tough, though.
He bled for a while. They had to come out with the diamond dust, clean up home plate area.
He bled for a while.
He
They
bled
brought
for a
out
while.
the diamond dust.
It's
cleaned
not
it all
like
up.
hockey where they just get the skate, get that skate ice going, and cover the blood up on the ice. You got to put the diamond dust out for the baseball. So you need that. Shohei Ohtani. Oh, I'm sorry. Pilar has multiple nasal fractures, obviously. We'll talk to Kris Draper coming up in just a few minutes.
That, I was like, I thought you were like me, like Pilar, but
No,
Pilar.
Yeah, that's
you
what
just
I
have
was
loose eyelashes. That's all you have. Shohei Ohtani, 13 home runs. He hit another one last night. He leads the league. He also is second best as a pitcher with a 2.10 ERA. He is a beast. Wings give head coach Jeff Blashill a contract extension. He's been with the organization for 11 years now, and he's the third longest tenured coach in the NHL. NHL playoffs roll on tonight with 3 games. It's going to be the Islanders and Penguins. New York looking for a 2-0 lead. Lightning and Panthers from Florida. Tampa Bay leads at 1-0. And the Wild in Vegas. Minnesota trying to grab a 2-0 lead on the Vegas Golden Knights. NYRA, NYRA in New York. The New York Racing Association, that is, temporarily bans Bob Baffert. He cannot enter any horses at the Belmont Stakes on June the 5th. Matter of fact, he can't stable any horses at Belmont or in Arlington Park, not Arlington, but Saratoga this summer. He did apologize, by the way, over the weekend, saying he explained his situation wrong. He does not mean for it to come off that he didn't say anything. He says, I still didn't cheat. I feel bad. Things will work themselves out. So we'll see how it goes. Who was that?
I said off with his head.
Yeah. The heavyweight unification fight between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, August 14th, now in doubt. The arbitrator ruled that Fury must first give Deontay Wilder a third fight by September 15th. Eazy told us they kind of pay off a little bit. They could give Deontay Wilder a few dollars to push it back a little. We'll see what they do. I want to see both fights. Hopefully it'll get him in.
How much would that cost? Easy.
A couple mil.
It's got to be equivalent to like what he would make in that title fight, I'm assuming. Right?
Oh.
No
So
way.
they can't pay him to just cancel it. They would pay him that much to push it back?
Yeah.
So he'd make double the money.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, Easy. That's to move a fight, you're still going to get your purse when they fight. They probably give him $1 million just to shut his mouth up. That's what I would think. They're not going to match the purse.
Well, I'm just thinking like they dictate it, right? It's like they can agree. It's on their terms. If they don't want to agree to it, the price goes as high as they want it.
By the way, I love your T-shirt. Tom and Jerry was always one of my favorite. Not
Look
yours.
at mine, Maz. I just wanted to let you know you were bragging about Euchre, but you don't got one of these shirts. I never pass on a Bauer.
You never pass on a Bauer?
I never have to because my hand's already fully loaded if I see one of those.
Well, I'm saying if you have a crappy hand, you're not going to flip a Bauer over?
Never.
Oh, I'll take you out easy. I'll take you out
Do you think that a Bauer would show up that I would not at least have one in my hand?
Yeah, that happens. It's happened to the best of us.
Well, you obviously never dealt.
Good point.
I'm turning the Bauer, right? Up in front of me. If you do not think I can maneuver 9 times 4, 50, 34 cards the way that I want to get at least 2 of them the right way, then you don't know that all the bus trips that I spent on playing that sport nobody watches, honing my craft. I am Canadian. I am a euchre god. Dink, give it to him. What we used to do. Doing that when I was with you, doing that thing that nobody watches.
That thing you do?
We were in, hey, how do we make our money at lunchtime? Right? Lunchtime euchre games. I'm just not saying, but Maz, they don't give away these shirts.
I don't know if you want to be asking
these
Dink
euchre shirts.
I don't know if you want to be asking Dink any questions. His last comment on social media says, when we were playing the Pilar clip, he said, sounds like a 90s weekend, diamond dust, nosebleed, and a sore head.
Like I said, yeah, it did.
I don't know if he wouldn't be talking.
That was 90s. Yes, you can talk about that. Yes, Dink, that's how we used to spend a Friday night.
I'd rather talk some hockey.
Yeah, you're talking about euchre. I mean.
Yeah, euchre.
Fill in the blank. Fill in the blank. Okay. Turn over a Bauer.
Cry an hour. That's why I never cry. It's like that commercial where, Geico sponsors us, and you know what? We do the cheer when they hit a triple, but we always hit home runs. Right? Turn a Bauer, cry an hour. Who do you think made that up, Mads? Me. That's why I wear the Never Turn a Bauer.
I'll take you on, man. You know that.
I'm going to crush
This day in sports. I got 2 of them. Well, I had one before, so this will make 3 kind of. How about 2004? The 40-year-old Randy Johnson on the hill for Arizona, throwing a perfect game.
9:49 now in Atlanta, 6:49 in Arizona, and a 2-2 to Perez. Swing and a miss, and Randy Johnson, at 40 years young, has thrown a perfect game, the 7th in National League history.
Oh, look at his teammates out there, Marvin and Tommy. Oh, that is awesome. What a way to start a road trip, baby.
Doesn't get much better than that, does it?
I've never seen that before.
I love it. And Tom Brenneman on the call. Bring him back, please. Give him back his job. And we told happy 75th birthday to one of my favorite players of all time, Reginald Martinez Jackson, otherwise known as Mr. October. Check this out. How do you not become a Yankee fan after watching this?
Reggie Jackson. Long drive right field. Goodbye.
Look, his Don Mattingly's
A big World Series for Reggie Jackson, despite all the palaver about his discontent with Billy Martin as he comes up with his 3rd home run of the series. Quickly, the Yankees go ahead. Hard shot right field. It's gone. Oh, what a World Series for Reggie Jackson. First hit right in his wheelhouse, as Don Siva would say. Reggie Jackson now well on his way to becoming the most valuable player in the 1977 World Series if the Yankees go on to win.
Awesome.
Reggie Jackson has seen 2.
Why are you going back to me? He hasn't hit his 3rd home run yet, you idiot. Play the 3rd home run. Screw the Yankees. My God. Talk about a guy that just pisses all over you. 3 pitches, he hits 3 home runs.
Where's the 3rd one?
It's coming up. It's okay.
Seconds, come on now. I gotta follow the rules, man.
Okay. All right.
We're trying to break the rules.
It's from YouTube. It's usable.
I don't know the rules, bro.
It's okay.
I don't know the rules. It's supposed to be on the paper. And
it's from 1977.
It doesn't matter when it's
There
from.
you
Rules
go.
is rules.
Look at the rules.
Easy. You following the rules, that's it.
All right, man.
What I would say is usually before, so Maz knows when you're going to cut it off. So just so then you don't catch him.
I should have just had you cut them up then and put them 3 together.
Well,
My
that
bad.
would have been
Let me ruin it for everybody. He hits 3 home runs on 3 pitches. 3 pitches, 3 home runs. That's all he saw that night. Can you name the pitchers?
People care, though, Maz. It's baseball.
Can you name the pitchers? You can't. We'll do that another time.
Ojeda and Oral Hershey.
We'll do that another time.
That's going to have to be one of our trivia questions.
Well, that's a good one.
No one will get it.
Yeah. Well, if we say it at the beginning of the show.
70s baseball is way more popular than playoff hockey.
Oh, my goodness. All right, guys. When we come back, we're going to get to that quarterback talk. Who's
Sorry,
calling
Eazy. I didn't mean to call you an
a
idiot.
diva? Who's acting like a diva? Who's calling who what? Who's got who ranked where?
Wait. My name's Darren. You don't have to say diva.
All kinds
I got my diva
of
hair on today. I got my diva shirt.
stuff going on with the quarterbacks in the NFL. So stick around. You're tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
So what's up? My name is Sean Baligian. Glad to be a part of Baligian and Bell every day at 11. I'm the guy that gets pissed off at all the stupid sports fans out there.
What up, though? I'm Drake Bell here on the Baligian and Bell show here at Woodward Sports Network. Tap into the energetic Sean and the calm, smooth Drake Bell.
Welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. All right, guys, so I know I've been telling you guys we're going to get to some quarterback talk, but better than quarterback talk. Let's bring in our next guest, Kris Draper. He will certainly supersede all quarterback talk. That is for sure. Kris, welcome to the show.
Nels.
Hey, guys.
What up there, Kris?
Don't act like you're working out.
DMac, what's up? Hey, guys.
Where are you working out? You know, you got a big job coming up being the director of amateur scouting, right? You know, doesn't matter who's coaching this team. You got your work cut out for you. Are you ready?
Kris, we got to
help with staff to.
We got a bad connection, Kris. We got a bad connection. Wherever you are, it's got crappy service.
Well, unfortunately, I can hear you guys.
Hey, can you at least turn your phone sideways so we can see your beautiful face?
See, all of a sudden you heard that.
I did.
Can you hear me?
I did.
Look at the palatial palace. That's where it is. You see the palace? Exactly. That's what 4 Cup's supposed to do for you. Wait, show out the backyard because I'm sure Keenan's out there practicing right now. Who I'm talking about, Drapes' son, who they drafted this year.
I got to go. Hold on a sec.
Hey, in the meantime, I'm going to fill everybody in while we got Drapes on today. 19 years ago today, Darren McCarty and the boys are in Colorado. Actually, they're home, taking on the Colorado Avalanche. And an amazing thing happened that night. And we want to play it right now, Kris, and you'll have to give a listen and give a look at it. Let's take you back 19 years ago tonight, a big night in the McCarty household. Hit it, Eazy.
A shot, score! It was by him before he could react. Great shot by Darren McCarty.
Gets his first goal, Bill, and the octopus on the ice.
It was by him before he could move. A tremendous use of a screen, and then just a laser that flew by Patrick Roy.
So McCarty gives Detroit the lead. Stick 3-on-1. Blake is the only man back. Colorado trying to get there. In the middle is Maltby.
Second favorite goal of all time.
McCarty!
Look at that.
What a game for Darren McCarty. Patrick Roy had 0 chance. McCarty looked like a 40-goal scorer on this play. What a shot.
Empty net for a moment. Maltby shot, save, Roy, rebound. Do you believe it? Hat-trick, Darren McCarty. The Detroit supper of choice this Saturday will be hats and octopi.
Hats and squid right here. There's even one behind Patrick Roy. How did that get in there?
It's not the first time he's ever
shot it in there. Probably shooting everything else in there.
Hey, Drapes, you remember that night?
Absolutely, I do. That's incredible. The score was 2-2 when he got his first one, and then obviously he scored goal 3, 4, and 5. So not only was it a hat trick, but very clutch as well. And that's the impressive thing, of how he scored goals. So I think my favorite one, absolute major look off to Maltz. That was there was no chance Maltz was getting that puck. Maltz did everything was perfect, and obviously DMac just lasered in and put one shell side. Obviously, hell of a shot. So that's those are fun. It's good watching all that, and very, very impressive 3 goals from Mac.
I like I said, Drapes. Maltz is Kirk Maltby, not only member of the grind line, greatest decoy of all times, but getting back to that, it's hard to believe. That was 2002, and where we're at now. I'm going to ask you what you're looking forward to. Obviously, to Stevie come back. It's 2 years into this sort of what the team's, this new look team. Obviously, making some deals at the deadline, but you got a lot of work to do coming into the draft, and Stevie said it already, is that, we got to use these draft picks and pick good players. A lot of guys to choose from. Give us a little insight about, tell us a little bit about direction maybe you're going, or guys, but there's a lot of talent out there. You've proven that with the 2 guys, and Maurice Sider and Lucas Raymond, and obviously Joe Veleno, and obviously the guys that are coming up through the system. What do we look forward to going into this draft?
Yeah, we're, obviously we have some pieces coming. There's no doubt about it. But, we have a lot of work to go. Stevie's done an amazing job, obviously, getting us some picks. The lottery will be June 2nd. That's going to kind of determine where we're going to pick. We have, if we get some help in the lottery, we could pick 1 or 2, or we could also pick, 6, 7, or 8. That's just kind of the reality of where we're going to be. So, very different year. For the most part, I would have been able to go into Europe and watch hockey over there, but I wasn't able to do that this year. So relied on a lot of video. But, like I said earlier, we had a call today with our European staff. They were able to get into rinks at some point throughout the season to see prospects. And I just spent 2 weeks in actually at the Dallas Stars training facility in Frisco, Texas. They hosted the U18 World Championships, which Canada went on to win. That was obviously an important tournament. A lot of these names I've been able to watch on video, and this was really the first time that I was able to see a lot of these guys play live. So, for me this year, it was scouting in the U.S., scouting college hockey, scouting the USHL, some high school hockey as well. Obviously, the development program up in Plymouth, and then doing a lot of video, and then for really for the first time this year, an opportunity to see a lot of the prospects play live. So it's different, it's challenging, but we're just like, with Seattle coming in, 32 other teams have to do the exact same thing. So video is important, interviews are important. Getting to know these prospects, getting to know how they're wired, and for us, we obviously want to get competitive, smart, fast hockey players.
Hey, Drapes, Lucas Raymond, number 1 pick. What's his odds of playing up in Grand Rapids or even bigger with the big club next season?
You know what? Lucas needs to have a big summer. There's no doubt about it. We had a great luxury this year. Nicholas Cronwall actually just kind of probably in September of last year moved back to Sweden. And I think that was huge for us having Nick works with our player development staff. Works very closely with Sean Horkoff and Dan Cleary. Those guys have done a fantastic job with our prospects. So Nicholas Cronwall was able to get a lot of contact with and see Lucas Raymond a lot. I mean, we really love the way this kid's wired. He seems like he really loves the game of hockey. From last year to this year, he basically ran the power play in Frölunda. A lot of skill, a lot of hockey sense, smarts, competitive. It's exactly what we were looking for in a prospect. He needs to have a big summer. He's got to get in the gym, just like a lot of 18, 19-year-old players. Darren McCarty was not familiar with the gym at 18 or 19 years old. And, we got to make sure that Lucas Raymond gets in there, and he knows he has to have a big summer. His goal, and this is what we love, his goal, he doesn't want to go to the west side of the state. He wants to come into Detroit. He wants to be a Detroit Red Wing right away. But he also realizes if he's not ready, then, it's time to go down to the American Hockey League and start, his pro career with the Detroit Red Wings. But for us, we're hoping and we want these players to come in and make it real tough on them. We want these guys to come in and challenge for spots. And Lucas Raymond definitely has the right mindset to do that.
Mac's going to get pissed at me because I always look back and say, what if? But, the way the Wings got screwed out of the draft last year, they should have had the number 1 pick. They're only like 30, 40 points worse than the Rangers. The Rangers get Lafreniere. And, it still bugs me as a hockey fan. And I know they're going to change it a little bit now, but it's too late, man. I don't know. I don't know why I even asked you. I'm just pissed, and I just wanted to tell you I was pissed.
Well, I don't even think that was a question. That was more of a vent.
Exactly.
And I'm okay with that. I've known DMac since 1993, so a lot of those he would ask a question and sometime answer it for me. So it was easy getting along with him.
Hey, and just so everybody knows.
Hey,
listen, Kris Draper's a guy that will get sick if he doesn't work out. Darren McCarty was a guy that would get sick if he did. So, but what I learned is if you follow Kris Draper and Steve Yzerman around, good things happen. Hence why I have the cups. Hence why you get on the grind line with this guy.
You didn't let him finish my Lafreniere bullshit question.
He didn't want him anyways.
Well,
don't you know that? Come on, Maz, you know
the
that.
The thing is,
made it easy on this guy.
Listen, it's a lottery. Obviously I think it's over the last 4 drafts, no one's dropped more than us. Basically on the previous 4 drafts. We've dropped 2 or 3 spots every chance we've had. So
and the
I
Pistons.
don't know. Maybe this year it's maybe this year it's the lottery ball will bounce our way and we'll move into the 1 or 2 spot. We'll see. But it's we can't control it. Couldn't control it last year. Certainly can't this year. And my job is to be ready if it's like I said, if it's 1 or 2 or if we're picking 6, 7, or 8. We have to be ready to make the best pick and the best player and best prospect that we feel for the Detroit Red Wings going further.
I know that you and I agree that this is where the money time of year, the playoffs. This is what the grind line's made for. This is where we go, grind line go. It's time to get up. Obviously, 4 of the 7 first playoff games go to overtime. It's such an exciting. Do you see anybody with particular advantage in this for people who really care about watching NHL hockey? I heard a lot of people don't, but you like anybody, any teams, what you see out there? I mean, I like, you look at that.
I'll tell you.
He likes the Islanders.
There's a lot of wars out there, man. That Colorado-St. Louis game reminded me of the playoffs back in the day, of 2 teams and, just Landeskog and Schenn getting in a fight, just 2 top centermen, going at it. I think Colorado knows how serious this situation is for them this year, and St. Louis haven't won that, know it. But can you relate to the listener, whoever cares out there, how special playoff hockey time is for an NHL player?
Guys, did you see how he asked the question and kind of answered it?
Yeah, he does that.
Yep.
It's hard to get just a simple question.
Exactly what we were.
I wanted to give you an example.
What we would do is when he would start talking, we would just kind of point. We would just kind of point and get him to focus on the points. We'd stop talking back in the day. But I'll tell you, Mac, you absolutely right. I love this time of year. Watching the playoffs start on Saturday and just kind of obviously all the way through right now. Anytime I get a chance to watch, it's so exciting. I mean, we love this time of year. The opportunities that we had. For me, that Tampa Florida series, I mean, that was some pure hatred right off the hop. I mean, these guys obviously had some battles going, into at the end of the regular season. And then they were locked in, playing, the 2 and 3 seed, and I thought that game was the intensity, the hits, some dirty, some clean. Obviously, Sam Bennett got a 1-game suspension for his, but I think that's going to be, a heck of a series as well. You already touched on, Colorado and St. Louis. I thought that McKinnon, Rantanen, Landeskog line was absolutely they were flying. McKinnon, I mean, he's just on another planet with how fast he goes, how powerful. I mean, he's just a freak athlete. It's incredible with the way that he moves.
When you say that, Kris Draper, one of the greatest skaters in the NHL of all time, that's the imperativeness of what blows me away is how impressed you are. I didn't mean to cut you off, but they have to understand because you are the wheels. You know what I mean? Like as far as the skating, that was your bread and butter, and to be able to see him, like with the puck, he's almost faster than without the puck. But it's just
you're absolutely right, and they showed there was a clip where he was, he did a great job as a centerman in the defensive zone. He was there for support, gets the puck, kicks it out, and next thing you know, I'll bet you it was under 5 seconds. That whole line is on offense. It's amazing the transition of what they can do going from the defensive zone to the offensive zone to scoring chances, and that's what makes that line so dangerous. You look at what he can do with the puck, and obviously we haven't even seen Connor McDavid yet. In the playoffs, that's coming up, and it's going to be. It's just, to me, it's unreal watching these guys. I just love watching. Obviously the best of the best at this time of year, and these guys just they elevate their game. We saw it firsthand. We saw it with Stevie. We saw it with Nick Lidstrom, Dominik Hasek, Shanny. Like you go down the list, Sergei Fedorov. You go down the list. Those guys, we knew those guys were going to be great every night. And, what made us special was, we felt if we chip in with a goal or in your case, a hat trick, we would win the hockey game. And, that was something that was obviously, pretty special for us to do. We knew what our role is. And you look at some of the guys that, Hathaway scoring, for Washington, Dowd scoring an OT winner. Like you look at, the guys that, start scoring at this time of year when they get depth, they get role players, they got bottom six players, grinders, whatever you want to call them right now. When they chip in and then the stars do their thing, obviously those teams are real tough to beat. And, that's the exciting thing about watching right now. And I think, we're just going to be able to watch some unreal hockey. And for me, probably the most exciting thing was seeing fans back in the building. That was awesome. At this time of year, you just love seeing, it's playoff hockey. You saw Carolina last night, the noise, the crowd, feeding off it. That was incredible. And it just kind of shows you, obviously, it's been tough with the pandemic and what it's done, to everything. But it's nice to see fans back in the building, and it looks like we're turning the corner. And that was something, just watching hockey as well. But obviously watching hockey, in an environment and an atmosphere like that. And Mac, we loved it. We loved going into other teams' building, sellouts, and them obviously all over us. That's the thrill of this time of year. And it's great to see the fans back in the buildings.
Hey, Chris, I know you got to get going here. I know you're really busy. I appreciate you coming on with us, especially when there's a press conference going on that the coach is being rehired for a couple of years. Congrats to Jeff Blashill. But I want to play a cut for you, and I want you to take a look at it. You've probably seen it already because you're a big sports fan, but I want you to give a listen and a look at this, and then I want to come back and ask you something. Play the Kevin Pilar cut for Kris Draper.
I got to throw my glasses on.
All right, go ahead.
You will be 50 in a week, bro.
Happy early birthday.
I know.
All right, Eazy.
He's got
Kevin
the
Pilar.
Eisman edition.
Here we go.
Oh,
check this out.
Terrible.
Isn't that nice of Maz? Just because he figured, you know what it's like to have broken your face or your orbital or
rewind
something.
it and play with the sound, Eazy, please, so he can hear it. He's got to hear it, man.
I hear it. I felt that. I know exactly
He can't do it with you up on the VMix.
Yeah.
But he has.
Clark, tell Chris that I had nothing to do with that.
This
I'm
is
sorry.
all Tom Mazawey. I mean, as you can see by my face, I feel it in the gut every single
Now
time
listen,
we play
he's
that.
got multiple nasal fractures. You had it all back in 1996. Just tell us what type of what that kind of injury does to you.
Well, I mean, you look at me; I'm still beautiful. That's
You are.
You
are.
I mean, that was never a question, Chris. That was never the question, right?
I appreciate that. little plastic surgery back in the day. You know what? I'll be honest with you. And I, Pilar obviously used to play for the Jays. I mean, he's obviously an ultra competitor. I've seen him go, for obviously, taking away home runs, catching balls.
He's a great
player.
player.
I mean, he's an ultra. Yeah, he is. And what makes him special is his compete. And I think he's banged up a little bit. But when he comes back, he's going to get right in there. He's going to dig in. He's going to be on the plate like he always does. That's what makes those guys special. And for me, it was a tough summer. It wasn't fun. I was wired shut for 6 weeks. I lost, 18, 19 pounds.
Wow.
But the one thing that, I knew, when I was coming back to training camp is that, this wasn't going to affect the way I played. And, I'm sure that, Pilar has the exact same mindset. That's, that was the one thing. There was a lot of things, obviously, I couldn't control at the time. But the one thing I knew my mindset, is as soon as I can get into the gym, as soon as I could start working out, as soon as I could start skating, that's exactly what I was going to do. And I was going to be ready for training camp. And I was. And obviously we went, it ended up being an epic year for our team, coming, losing in 96 the way we did and coming back in 96, 97 and winning the Stanley Cup. So I got to be honest with you. I've said this before. Mac and I have talked about it. As crazy as it sounds, honestly, I wouldn't change anything that, that I went through, how that happened, how it rallied our team. And if I told Mac, if I got to break the right side of my face for us to become Stanley Cup champions, sign me up for it. I'm all for it.
Well, the funny thing is, Nails, before I let you go, is that if you think about it, right? So you took the hit from behind from Lemieux, broke the one side of your face.
It's 25 years ago, I just realized.
No, it's 25 years ago that he broke his face.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
But coming up, probably the end of the month. But anyways, the fact that you scored with was it the same side of the face with your mouth in Dallas when you scored that goal in 08? Remember that? Was it the same left side?
Right off the teeth.
Right off the teeth. So this man, when he says it, like, That's why he's the leader of the grind line. That's not just because he's the best, face-off guy and can skate all that. It's because he's the smartest. Look at those glasses right there.
He does look smart.
Anyways, hey, on behalf of Woodward Sports Network and The Hook, for Pilar, Maz, and Eazy, Jeff, Luke, and Fish, happy early 50th, buddy. You're the first one to crack it.
I know.
May 24th. Make sure you all wish Kris Draper a happy 50th.
Thank you. I'll just end with a quick story. I was watching Pittsburgh obviously play and watching Sidney Crosby, and obviously he's an unbelievable Hall of Famer, incredible. I'm sitting there, I'm watching him, and in 08 and 09, obviously we beat him in 08, we lost in 09. I'm just sitting there thinking about it. He's still playing, and obviously I'm going to be 50, and it's amazing how fast time goes. But it was, you know what? It's been. What are we going to do? It's been a great ride. I always kid around with Mac. Mac is, what is he, 40? Are you 48?
49. I mean, you're
40,
behind you, but I'm
49.
like 90, but I got dog years. I know, inside.
Dog years, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Inside,
that's how you and I always even this.
I'll translate for Drapes. What he just said about Crosby and all that means he still thinks he should be playing.
Yeah.
50-year-old, right? Like, he break Chelly's record. You got a bigger responsibility now, bud. But thanks for joining us. And
thanks,
guys.
How's the golf game?
As always,
how's the golf game?
You know what? I haven't been playing a lot. I'm transitioning to full pickleball. I'm absolutely hooked on pickleball right now.
Yeah, because it's a physical activity.
I don't even know what pickleball is.
You run around and you hit this ball and this thing, and it's physical activity, man. It's straight up. Listen, anything that.
Fastest growing sport in the United States.
Really?
Drapes is known for his grapefruits, which are his calves. When he hits big drives, he pops those grapefruits. They're this big. Now with pickleball, he's just running around with his grapefruits out all the time.
Let me know when you want to go bowling, Drapes.
Mac, I'm not a good bowler. The fast twitch fibers, they've awakened. They're moving again. I'm moving again.
Oh my gosh, dude! Look for Kris. Listen, if there's an invite to Wings training camp this summer because they need a fill-in. Yeah, don't worry about it. The Lions are looking for guys for their rookie camps here, kid. You might be able to get out there.
I ran a couple down and outs, no problem. Yeah, I did that with them. Absolutely. Yeah.
You got everything. You got what? Yep. You got an upper deck shot in Old Tiger Stadium too. You got it all, kid.
We heard about that.
Yeah.
Right. Thanks, Drake.
Well, happy early birthday, bud. We'll talk to you soon.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Anytime.
Hey,
appreciate
that's
it.
a good spot, by the way, for the
safe.
next time we talk to you. That's a good spot where you're at right now.
It's a great spot.
Be right there.
It's in his executive suite office.
Can you see? Did you see the rink? Do you guys see the rink?
Yeah. There's Keenan there. I told you he whipped poor kids out there.
Hold on. I'll try to go over my shoulder here. You guys can see.
Yeah. Look at that.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
You get that?
Hey, where are the kids? Cutting the grass or something? Because they're not out there. He runs a strict.
I got to go. I got a lacrosse game. Cameron's playing lacrosse. That's
all right.
I'm off to see the lacrosse game. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Drapes.
Sounds good. There he is, director of amateur scouting, four-time Stanley Cup champion, and the centerman of the grind line.
Hey, Stanley Cup
Great hat trick. Brought a tear to my eye.
Thanks, bud.
See you guys.
Thanks, brother.
And soon to have a birthday, so happy
50th birthday.
Yeah, that's a big one.
I just want to tell everyone, Pilar is sitting Indian style right now. How are you doing that?
You were like saying everything about me, like I spill my
you
drink
look so
on
comfy.
me. I try to make the best of these chairs.
If I tried to do that,
hey, you know what I was thinking?
Yoga, my friend.
It must be a Pilar thing, whether your name's Pilar, but you have that same attitude as Drapes was saying about Kevin Pilar. I thought he was talking about you for a minute.
Me too.
Tenacious, get back, whatever it takes.
I don't even think I'm allowed to say Indian style anymore, am I?
That wasn't. But it's
mean,
technically not. It's half.
Oh, it's half. Only one leg is folded. What, Fish?
What is Indian style?
It's when you sit with your legs crossed.
I'll just call it yoga. A yoga
it's like
position.
A pretzel.
Then.
It's not even that.
I sit with my legs crossed all the time.
No, both legs crossed like this.
I'm as flexible as chalk. I can't even do that.
Not like this. Not one over the other.
I don't
but
see
it's
a
kind of
chair
like
here.
this.
Anyway, I can't do either.
I
can't do either one.
Complain.
Hey, I have a great story. If you want to hear it.
Can we wait to the break?
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait. When we come back, we're gonna hear your.
But
great
I got a great story about that I tell it on the comedy, but there's a reason for that hat trick goal that was 20 or 19 years ago today. There's a caveat story behind that.
I love your caveats.
Right. Well, we're going to get to that.
And it doesn't have to do with hockey. It's got to do with my kid.
When we come back, so don't go anywhere.
We're way over on hockey right now.
We've got a great story from DMac, and we've got quarterback talk. So don't go anywhere. You're tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
Morning, Art.
Morning, DMac.
Hey, gang, it's Maz for our good friends at Hall Financial. Have you had your free Hall Financial 5-minute mortgage checkup yet? If you haven't, what are you waiting for? You could be having rates in the 2s and save hundreds of dollars a month. Also, you could take some months and years off of your loan. Give them a try. Hall Financial's fast. They do everything for you. They do all the heavy lifting for you. So get to davidhallmortgage.com right now to get started. And when you do, tell them your friends at Woodward Sports sent you. Right here. Hall Financial. Lower payments, better options, more personal attention.
Welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network. All right, DMac, let's get to your story. We love your story.
So that was May 18th, right, which was game 1 of the conference finals in 2002. Well, little do you know that between this game and Kris Draper's birthday, Griffin McCarty, my son, who will be 25 May 20th. So that'll be in 2 days. So the 18th is actually a Saturday. So on the 17th, just like anybody else in hockey, we're playing mini sticks.
Wait, the 18th?
What's that? Today's the 18th.
Today's the 18th. I thought you said the 18th is this Saturday. I was just
No. The 18th was a Saturday back in 2002.
Okay.
Right? So Monday was Griffin's birthday. We were downstairs on a Friday night playing mini sticks, and I said to him, he was 5, going to be 6. I said, hey, bud, birthday's on Monday. What do you want for your birthday? He looks at me and he goes, you scored me a goal, Dad? And we're talking about the first game of the conference finals against Colorado, where I look at him and go, what the hell is this kid thinking? I got 7 goals all year. I'm on the grind line. My job's not to score goals. It's to prevent them, so I go into dad mode real quick. I go, whoa, bud. We're not about the name on the back. We're about the crest on the front. What if I go to Drapes and Ozzy and Shanny and say, hey, Griff's birthday's Monday. Let's get him a goal. He looks at me and goes, Stevie would have said yes.
Oh, my goodness.
So needless to say, when you challenge me like that, even by the kid, because I don't care who you are, parents, you're a parent of anything that there is something about being a hero or being that person to your child, right, where you can't let them down. So needless to say, we saw what I did. You know, he pushed me to that, and I went and scored a natural hat trick. But the caveat is when I came off the ice, and because we're all family and stuff, the person I see is Griffin. And I come up, and I give him a big hug, and I'm like, sorry, dude, I didn't get you 1. I got you 3. I hope it's all right. And he goes, yeah, Dad, that was awesome. And I go, Stevie would have only got you 1.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Right? And then I said to him, don't ever ask me to do that ever again. Fight all day. Don't ever ask me to do that again.
You still got that puck?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, so that was Griffin McCarty's 6th. That hat trick you saw there was a birthday present to my son for his 6th birthday. And he'll be 25, which goes to show you Drapes will be 50 this year.
And the head coach of?
And the head coach is Griffin McCarty, head coach of the UCLA Division II Bruins.
That's amazing.
Sweet.
Yeah, it is cool. So, just a little caveat that I thought people should know is that when you get challenged. So, Patrick Waugh, you should be mad at Griffin McCarty, not anybody else.
All right, guys, so let's get to some quarterback talk that we've been telling you guys about. So, former Packers Hall of Fame GM Ron Wolf calls Aaron Rodgers a diva. Not just Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he's just going off on a diva check, diva check. He goes on this long list. He says, we have a lot of divas playing in the league right now. I fail to understand that all these guys have long-term deals. These guys are Rodgers, Deshaun Watson, and Russell Wilson. I can't believe the game has changed so remarkably.
He also says that people come to Lambeau Field and other football stadiums not to watch a player, but to watch a team play. And he hooked up with these guys out in Wisconsin, the Big Show Network. And he had this little ditty to say about Brett Favre back in the day, Aaron Rodgers this day. This is how he put it. Ron Wolf.
You know, that sounds good, but I never thought that anybody comes to a football game to watch an individual player. They come to a pro football game to root for their team, I always felt. And, you know, I don't know enough about basketball to comment on that. But just what I do now that I'm retired and living in Florida, we have minor league baseball, Major League Baseball down here. And we have the Cardinals and the Marlins where I live, and down the road we got the Mets and the Nationals and the Astros. And the interesting thing to me is those people come to see the team. They don't come to see individual players. Now, is that true in professional football?
Well, the Brett Favre situation, as we lived through that, I mean, we had people completely off the Packers bandwagon, buying Vikings Favre jerseys, buying Brett Favre jerseys. It divided Packer Nation in half to the point where Gary Leroy and I could not believe what we were watching.
That may be, but Lambeau Field was still full.
Oh, sure. Well, yeah, I mean, you're winning. This is forever long.
That's right. Lambeau Field is still full. It doesn't matter. And he also went on to say, be careful what you wish for, because when you go play for another team other than the Green Bay Packers, you're going to be missing playing for the Green Bay Packers. We know how to treat our players. And I hear that the Packers organization is one of the top premier NFL organizations. You play for them, and then you're going to go play for, let's just say, the New York Jets. I mean, the Jets have been a laughingstock for years. And they don't hold their players. Green Bay, let's face it, what a storied history they had. Yeah, they fell off in the 70s, picked it up a little bit more in the late 80s into the 90s, and now they're a powerhouse like they were back in the 60s with Vince Lombardi. I mean, they're a player every single year, and Aaron Rodgers going somewhere else, although he's picking his team. If he goes to San Francisco, like originally they said, or if he winds up with Denver, the Denver Broncos, I guess, were okay. But I saw a trade today. Someone put a trade. The only way Denver could get him, they said, is to give up like 3 number ones, a number 2, and 3 players, including Bradley Chubb, to get Aaron Rodgers for a rent. I wouldn't do that trade. I would never do that trade if I was Denver. If you're going to give up your whole freaking team to get him to try to win a Super Bowl?
That's speculation, right? That's
that's
speculation from the media. The truth is that everybody's going to put out their best offers, right? And then once these offers actually start having traction, then other teams are going to come back and say, all right, well, wait a minute. Here's our best and final offer. So that's media
It goes down to Dan Miller saying earlier that in today's NFL, Aaron Rodgers has the clout to play wherever he wants or not play if he doesn't want to, because this is the NFL. This isn't Ron Wolf's NFL. This is where it's changed, where Lambeau was the destination or whatever, as far as you want to go see a game because of the history and stuff like that. But today's day and age, you follow players. Right? Yeah. You do follow teams if they're good, but you follow players. And I think it's more of the situation like Aaron Rodgers is if he wants to get to Denver or wherever he wants to go and he shows he's going to hold out, we'll find out more June 1st. But, you know, that's the point that, yeah, Maz, if that's the thing about what a team's going to give up, in that case, because he's got 2 or 3 years left, it doesn't make sense. But again, organizations are on their own.
Right. Well, we'll see how that shakes out down the line.
As long as he's out of our division, who cares?
That's fine.
That's what I want. Just get him out of our division.
He is still ranked the 3rd best quarterback by Pro Football Focus. They put out their whole NFL. They rank the quarterbacks from 1 through whatever. And we'll go over them with you. Number 1, Patrick Mahomes. Go ahead. You could say number 2.
No, you say it. Who is it?
It's okay.
I'm having a problem reading.
Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers.
I want him to say it. We're trying to get him to say Tom Brady. He won't say it. It's like he's going to grow a rash on his tongue if he says Tom Brady. All right, put it back up. We'll read it.
Russell Wilson, number 4. Deshaun Watson, number 5. Josh Allen.
How can you put him in there?
I know. I'm just saying Pro Football Focus. Dak Prescott at 7. Richest player in the NFL, by the way. Lamar Jackson at 8. Matt Ryan at 9. Ready for this? Baker Mayfield at 10. 11th, Matthew Stafford. He's behind Baker Mayfield. Now, here's where it really drops off. I'm going to keep reading them. They're not up there. Number 12, Ryan Tannehill. 13, David Carr. Or Derek Carr, whoever the hell he is. Kirk Cousins at 14. Justin Herbert, second-year player, at number 15. Then we'll drop you to number 25. You ready for number 25? A kid who hasn't played yet. Justin Fields of the Chicago Bears. And I didn't mention Jared Goff yet, did I? They have him ranked 26th behind Fields.
I mean, the fact that they've got him. I love Herbert. I could see him ahead of Herbert. I think that the sky's the limit for Justin Herbert. But let's talk about over Tannehill, over Carr, over Cousins, over Mayfield.
So. Well, here's the thing.
I mean, this is.
If I'm Jared Goff, this is the greatest motivation.
Well,
or whatever.
This guy getting slapped around, man.
Well, to be able to come back, because you look at what if they're putting the line together and they drafted the line, we all know Jared Goff needs protection to be effective, right? Which already sets him up. The one thing that I look at is Stafford at 11. Well, if you look at the schedule for the Rams this year, he's going to get spotlighted on the game of the week on Fox about 5, 6, 7 times. So he's either going to be up to 5 or down to 15. You know, like what we see as Lions fans over the past 10 years will the nation will finally see, and good or bad, because he's got the weapons there to succeed. Jared Goff,
I can't wait to see it.
Jared Goff is so set up for success, being where everybody counts him out. Let him do the thing.
You heard Dan Miller. Matthew Stafford didn't have a running committee above 23rd. A rushing team, but above 23rd in his career here in Detroit. He got Cam Akers over there now and a couple of other guys. I think Cam Akers is okay. But I don't think he's a world beater.
You heard Dan Miller, too, say that this regime, no matter who it was always with Matt Stafford trying to take one or two pieces and that get him over the edge. That way they never rebuilt. And so this, right, you have a 26 guy or a guy who doesn't, but he's got the stats of winning playoff games and being successful when protected. It's a good. I like our situation because he's only going to go up. He ain't going to be worse than 26 at the end of the year.
I agree.
I don't think
26 out of 32. I can't see it.
Like Jared Goff's like an 18, 15, 18 guy. Like he's a guy. If you protect him with the line, right, he's going to produce and be adequate, and that's what you want.
Yep.
He's better than Carr, Cousins, and Tannehill.
He's better than a bunch of these guys. A whole
I would
bunch
put him in the top 15.
of these guys. So, all right, guys. When we come back, we're gonna get to the more Bob Baffert trouble. Now he's banned from entering his horses in the Belmont and Saratoga. So stick around. We're gonna talk more horse racing when we come back. You're tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our #1 priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
Hey guys, did you know that Sun RV Resorts has over 160 RV and camping resorts in the U.S. and Canada? They do. This is a place where guests can enjoy water parks, lazy rivers, miniature golf, restaurants, bars, and even Wi-Fi if they choose to stay connected, with locations from the Florida Keys to Myrtle Beach to San Diego Bay, and even right here in our home state of Michigan, in Petoskey, Michigan. Guests can enjoy the outdoors at a Sun RV Resort. All right, everybody, welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network. More drama around Bob Baffert, and now, as we heard in Maz's sports update, the NRA is banning him from entering horses at the Belmont and at Sarasota.
Not the NRA, but the NYRA.
Wait, did I say NRA?
You said the NRA.
Oh, my gosh.
They have nothing to do with Bob Baffert.
I'm so happy you
At least
caught that.
I hope not.
In my head, I say things, and I don't even know what I'm saying, I guess. NYRA. That's what I thought I said.
I thought it was NWA.
Stop it. The New York Racing Association. You guys are jerks.
Not the NWO?
No.
Okay.
It was Ice Cube.
The NYRA, New York Racing Association. Punks. Y'all are punks, man. All right. But good call on that, Maz. Really good call on that. Good catch. Good catch.
We'd
Good
rather
odds.
talk hockey. It's okay.
Anyway, Bob Baffert is in trouble again.
Again, still in trouble. These are just more repercussions that I feel are coming of this. Is this to be expected, guys? Are y'all okay with this?
June the 5th is the Belmont Stakes. He's not allowed to enter Medina Spirit, Consort Tour, or any of his horses. As a matter of fact, he's not allowed to stable his horses anywhere in New York, whether it be in Belmont, Aqueduct, which is a winter track, and, of course, Saratoga in the summer when they play it in. They call it the Spa, by the way, in Saratoga. It's gorgeous. Upstate New York. Make sure you get out there one of these days. Even if you don't like horse racing, it's an amazing place to go to. So he's out on his ass right now. He did apologize over the weekend, obviously, for the Derby, and we're going to find out about that, I guess, eventually in a month or two. And the problem is horse racing doesn't have to have their own police. Every track has their own. They can do whatever they want. Churchill Downs says you can't come here. New York says you can't come here now. It's got to be one unifying body, like the NHLPA, Mac. Something's got to change here. You know, it's going forward. It's a big black eye on the sport, and he's the top guy in the sport. They gotta. I don't know. I hope they clear his name.
Blackballed?
I hope they clear his name.
Is he getting blackballed?
I hope it sounds like that's...
Like you said, he's not like... The only thing against him is 31 different... you know what I'm saying? Something had to be done, but it seems a little harsher in reading in on this that lesser... Guys have been charged a lot less for more heinous crimes at this track, so it could be an example. Where does Baffert race out of? California, right?
He does.
So there you go. California, New York. Don't shit on our territory. Whatever. Horse racing, Maz. You had people excited after the Derby, and then Baffert.
I think it was the right thing to do. I mean, I think it's a really heavy punishment, but I think that the biggest concern here is what happened to everybody who placed bets.
That doesn't mean anything.
No, but it does.
They only got paid.
No, I know, but the people who should have gotten paid that didn't get paid.
But they didn't beat their horse. His horse. They still got to beat the horse.
Right.
His horse cheated.
His horse cheated.
He
so
did
if
not.
that horse,
Don't beat the horse.
The horse didn't cheat. What did he go out on a date the night before, make out with a filly that had steroids?
Mads, he didn't win over the weekend. He didn't win at the
horse
Belmont.
Did you hear that? Hey? Got out of the stall next to the filly that was running the Oaks, right? The night before, they wanted to celebrate the filly victory. They had a little smooch and got a little bit of steroid.
That's what happened to poor Medina
Saliva
Spirit.
transfer.
That's what I'm going with.
I love it, Maz.
I'm going with that.
Well,
the horse got out at night. It wasn't Baffert.
Right.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah, sure.
So I want to know, I guess in terms of betting in the future, you know how we're right-handed and left-handed? Are horses right or left hooved? Somebody asked me this yesterday, and I didn't know what. I was like, I have no answer for that. Is there?
That's a good one.
Maz?
No, well,
I got no answer.
No, whether they lead or not, they're different. And think about it too, and think about harness racing.
But don't they
you have
lead
trotters,
with the front horse?
trotters and pacers in harness, where the pace the opposite goes, and then the trotter the front two go. Like it's a different.
I'm so.
So I would say easy that I'm not a veterinarian. I only play one at home, but. Washing the dogs. But I would say that, yes, they're left hooved or right hooved.
Okay, good.
Interesting. I'm going to have to pay attention to this, but I feel like whenever they run, don't they gallop both legs at the same time?
Maybe they're just front-legged?
Yeah, they're just front-legged.
Front-legged.
I don't know.
Anybody know out there?
Well, that was going to lead us to the me gusta or no me gusta, but I feel we've already answered that.
We did.
Do you feel that it was right for them to ban him?
I think they should have let him go. He's the face of horse racing, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, but it also too doesn't change the corner. Then it's the same old
They're still going to talk about him. He's not there. They're going to talk about him.
I understand,
There's no escape from
but you
him.
can't turn a page when you're still sweeping dirt under the old rug.
I got it.
True.
I got news for you then. How about making the test quicker then? Get the test results quicker.
Absolutely.
Right.
Or do
Can
it a day before and then day out. Whatever.
Let the horse stick something up his own nose or something.
Just ban Bob Baffert.
All right, guys. Let's get to our final segment here on the show. Who you like? DMac, who you like?
Not that I know anything about this, or not that I care, but you have to go to the 3 NHL games tonight. Las Vegas Golden Knights, take them to win. They will tie the series up 1-1. The other two series, I am too unsure of. So I'm just going one pick tonight.
All right, one pick.
All
The
right.
Knights. I like
Tom
that.
Mazawey, who you like?
I got 3 great baseball teams for you. 3-team parlay. Indians, Athletics, Padres. 3 teams. It's a plus 503 on a parlay. If you bet 100, you win 503. If you bet 10, you win 50 and 30 cents. So there you go. Indians, A's, and Padres.
All right.
And 30 cents.
Easy D, who you like?
The 30 cents.
For a penny.
I want the Panthers to get the revenge tonight. I want them to beat the Lightning. I'm not guaranteeing it, but that's just who I like. That's who I'm rooting for tonight.
All right, there you have it. Who we like, Fish?
We're going to Australia, our favorite
course.
place. Soccer tomorrow morning. I've got Sydney over Melbourne victory, and you've got Adelaide over Perth.
All right, there you have it. I didn't like Perth anyways, so that's who we're going with. All right, guys. Hey, big thanks to our friend Kris Draper for taking the time to join us, and Dan Miller. Great interview, great insight there. Big thanks to everybody who joined us on our social media at Woodward Sports. We love you guys. Thanks so much for always chiming in. Great conversations. For Fish, for Jeff, for Eazy, D, Tom Mazawey, and DMac.
Happy anniversary, DMac.
Pilar Lastra.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Maz.
19 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, that hat trick's drinking age in Canada.
There it is.
There you have
19
it.
years.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports
Network.
Network.
We got to go.
Deuces.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. We'll see y'all tomorrow, guys.
Oh, and he hit him in the helmet. Oh, my. And blood coming out of the nose of Kevin Pilar, who was struck flush by the